Coincidentally, our correspondent, Sarah Ayeku, is here with me in the news now with her perspective of what she saw on the field. Sarah, good to see you.
Of course, yeah.
Now, I can't imagine how the women were able to collect 1,000 naira daily for doing such a hard work, I would say. But when you saw them going through that process, what came to your mind?
So I just told myself, like, this is the definition of hard work. If we thought just thinking up stuff and doing the work that we do was hard work, that is actually hard work. Because for a woman who has 4 children, just like, you know, she told me, she has 4 children, she had to give 1 out, and then she's taking care of 3. The 3 of them are not going to school, and then she earns about 1,500, 2,500 per day. And so all she has is that 2,500 naira, that's to a maximum, to feed a family of 4, since 1 is out of, you know, the house. And so that's all she has. And so for them, when we asked about why not embrace mechanization, why not get another job, they kind of like don't have any other option. So
why is that?
They feel that when these machines come in, which they call the giant crushers, come in to the system, it takes the jobs away. So for each cluster, you need about 20 to 25 workers. And that's including the men and of course the women. And we also saw some children at the various clusters. So for you to have 20 to 25, that means you're giving about 1,000, 2,000 naira to 20 to 25 people. And so each trip that they make of maybe particular granite, you know, maybe costs 6,000 naira sometimes. And then that's the money they have to share, depending on how well you worked that day. That's why it was pretty difficult for us to have conversations with a lot of the women and even the children that were hard at work, because they felt talking to us was just wasting time.
Wasting time in the sense of?
In the sense that if you don't make enough trip, if you don't get enough stones into the crusher, you won't get the money for the day. So they had to utilize the time they had. So they open as early as 8 a.m. in the morning, and then they work 12 hours, you know, and under the sun, under the rain, they're trying to get as much stones into the crusher, and then for them to now continue the sorting and then load it back, you know, into the trailer. So when you see a contractor or builder bringing a trailer load of granite, you shouldn't, these are the men, you know, behind that. Aside the giant crushers, that's the big companies that you see in various states. But these manual workers are the ones actually doing the hard work behind, and and for me it was interesting. It was sad just to see the women and the men as well, you know, doing so much hard work just for that little amount of money.
You know, and I also particularly listened to one of the sound bites where one of the women, you asked if she had the opportunity of working elsewhere, would she, you know, pick up another job? And she said yes, but she didn't have the money to do that. But what exactly were you able to see? What other options you think would have been they would have explored, aside from, you know, stone crushing? Do you think perhaps there wasn't any? Very
interesting. Like, we had 2 women in different settings, and they gave similar answer. Would like to go back to the farm. So all they need is just some money to go back to the farm. Maybe farm seedlings, a piece of land to cultivate, anything, and then something they can trade with. And that's what they need, really, because for most of them, they were not really happy being there. We're just able to speak with 2 of them, but there were a number of them. You know, there are statistics showing that 80% of those that work in the extractive industry are actually women, and they do the hard work. There are more women in that cluster than men. They do the hard work, right? And so for them, they would like to do something else, but this is what they can do for now to support
really
their
touching
families.
Story from our correspondent, Sarah Ayeku. Thanks a lot.
Of course. Thank you.
And that's our Sunday specials tonight. But let's not forget, let's get our reactions, your reactions rather, and comments by keeping the conversation going on our social media handles. And for more updates on the stories we are monitoring, you can also check us on our website, tvcnews.tv. You can also follow us on our social media handles, Facebook, Instagram, and on X at TVC News NG. On YouTube, we're also live at TVC News Nigeria. Many thanks for watching. And on behalf of the team, have a pleasant night rest. Good night.